जो ट्राइबल कैटेगरी है गलत कैटेगरी है। ये विदेशी कैटेगरी है। हमारे हमारे सोसाइटी में कोई ट्राइबल वाइबल नहीं है, जातियां हैं। हमारी जो सोसाइटी है उसमें जातियां हैं, सारी कम्युनिटीज़ जातियां हैं। जिनको हम ठग बोलते हैं ना, वो भी जाति थी। वो अंग्रेज़ों के अगेंस्ट लड़ती थी, तो इसलिए अंग्रेज़ों ने उनको क्रिमिनल ट्राइब्स एक्ट में डाल दिया उनका कि ये क्राइम क्रिमिनल ट्राइब है, और उनके अगेंस्ट बोला, उनको वायलेंस, उनको जेनोसाइड किया। ये जो क्रिमिनल ट्राइब्स उन्होंने नाम दिया, इन लोगों को जेनोसाइड किया, जैसे नेटिव अमेरिकन्स का किया था, यहाँ पर इंडिया का क्रिमिनल ट्राइब्स को जेनोसाइड किया गया था। और इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज जो है, जो वर्ड ठग है, इट बिकेम कि भी वो चोर है, लफंगा है, क्रिमिनल है, जैसा भी है। और हम लोगों ने गलती से उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लिया। आई ऑलवेज फाइट व्हेन पीपल से ठग। आई से इट्स लाइक कॉलिंग स्मिथ, कि वो स्मिथ है, दैट मीन्स ही इज अ क्रुक। I have told him that if Hinduism is not meant to be political, then how do you explain Mahabharata? How do you explain Sri Krishna? He is political. He is taking political action. He is saying कि आपका धर्म है, आपको करना ही है, political action. How do you explain Ramayana? Lord Ram himself, Bhagwan, comes and to take political action, military action. So it means if you want to reject the political dimension of Hindu Dharma, then it means कि इतिहास को तो डिलीट करना चाहिए आपके मुताबिक, एंड देन वी हैव टू बिकम स्लेव्स, गुलाम। इसका मतलब बाहर के लोग आके पॉलिटिक्स रन करेंगे। हाँ, हम पॉलिटिक्स में नहीं आ सकते। दिस इज नॉनसेंस। And what is Kshatriyata all about? If you are denying a political dimension, then what is Kshatriyata all about? If you are competing against China, which is putting the best team, not equity wise, they're not saying इतने परसेंट टिबेटन होने चाहिए, इतने परसेंट यूगीर मुस्लिम होने चाहिए, इतने परसेंट हांगकांग वाले होने चाहिए। They are saying whoever is the best, वो हमारी टीम होगी। And if your team is on quota system, your team will defeat. So if your cricket team is not hiring the best bowlers and the best batsmen, but on a quota system, you will not have the best team. And you're fighting against people who are hiring the best team from their side. If your military is on a quota system, so if you're competing against other countries on a meritocracy, your corporate sector has to compete against the world economy on a meritocracy. They have to hire the best scientists. They have to hire the best people in every level based on merit, not based on quota, because on quota you will get also mediocre people.
Now this is the time for question answer. If
प्रश्न मेरा सर एक कमेंट के साथ है। आपने अभी बोला कि आपने विदेशी विश्वविद्यालयों का नाम लिया और निजी विश्वविद्यालयों का नाम लिया भारत के, कि ये विचार कैसे पेनिट्रेट कर रहा है हर जगह। पर हम देखते हैं भारत के कुछ बड़े एस्टीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के वाइस चांसलर्स तक ऐसी स्टेटमेंट्स देते हैं कि शिव जी जो थे वो ट्राइबल थे। तो अब हम देखते हैं कि ऐसे लोग ऐसी सीट्स पे बैठे हैं, ओपिनियन मेकिंग को प्रभावित कर रहे हैं, इंस्टीट्यूशन को प्रभावित कर रहे हैं। तो पहली बात, आपका इस पर क्या मत है? और वो एस्टीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी है बहुत देश की, जिसके वाइस चांसलर ने ऐसा बोला है। और दूसरा ये कि वो जो हायरार्की ऑफ ऑपरेशन है, इसमें ट्राइबल आते हैं, कहीं आते हैं तो कहाँ आते हैं, उसको डिफाइन कैसे किया जाए?
देखिए, जो ट्राइबल कैटेगरी है गलत कैटेगरी है। ये विदेशी कैटेगरी। हमारे सोसाइटी में कोई ट्राइबल वाइबल नहीं है, जातियां हैं। हमारी जो सोसाइटी है उसमें जातियां हैं, सारी कम्युनिटीज़ जातियां हैं। जिनको हम ठग बोलते हैं ना, वो भी जाति थी। वो अंग्रेज़ों के अगेंस्ट लड़ती थी, तो इसलिए अंग्रेज़ों ने उनको क्रिमिनल ट्राइब्स एक्ट में डाल दिया उनका कि ये क्राइम क्रिमिनल ट्राइब है, और उनके अगेंस्ट बोला, उनको वायलेंस, उनको जेनोसाइड किया। ये जो क्रिमिनल ट्राइब्स उन्होंने नाम दिया, इन लोगों को जेनोसाइड किया, जैसे नेटिव अमेरिकन्स का किया था, यहाँ पर इंडिया का क्रिमिनल ट्राइब्स को जेनोसाइड किया गया था। और इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज जो है, जो वर्ड ठग है, इट बिकेम कि भी वो चोर है, लफंगा है, क्रिमिनल है, जैसा भी है। और हम लोगों ने गलती से उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लिया। आई ऑलवेज फाइट व्हेन पीपल से ठग। आई से इट्स लाइक कॉलिंग स्मिथ, कि वो स्मिथ है, दैट मीन्स ही इज अ क्रुक, और समथिंग लाइक दैट। So this is, first of all, you must know this history and you must speak up whenever you get a chance. Second point is the category of tribe means people who are not civilized according to the Western idea of civilized. So जिनको अंग्रेज लोग अपने कंट्रोल में नहीं ला सके, उनको ट्राइब बना दिया. दे आर कॉल्ड ट्राइब्स बिकॉज उनको वो सिविलाइज नहीं कर सके, उनको अंग्रेजियत में नहीं डाल सके, उनके ऊपर हुकूमत नहीं कर पाए, उनके ऊपर उनसे टैक्स नहीं कलेक्ट कर पाए. दे डिड नॉट हैव डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर टेकिंग कंट्रोल ऑफ देम. तो वो गुलाम नहीं बने, वो ट्राइब बन गई. उनको कईयों को तो क्रिमिनल कह दिया और कईयों को कहा कि वो बैकवर्ड हैं, ये वो है. सो वी शुड रिजेक्ट दिस कैटेगरी. नाउ इफ somebody removes this idea of tribe and says that Shiva belongs to the masses, that is fine. But it is not in a negative sense कि वो tribal थे. Shiva ji is from the public, the masses, the grassroots. He's not king, shing and all elite. He's because Shiv permeates everything, all of cosmos, the entire whole Brahmand, everything is Shiv ji's ka, Shiv and Shakti. So therefore you can say Shiv is formed everywhere. Shiv पहाड़ों में है, पेड़ में है, नदी में है. They all Shiv forms, and therefore Shiv is also in all the creatures. So that if the Vice Chancellor understands all this, then I think he's a wise man. But if he does not understand all this, whoever does not understand, doesn't matter. I'm equal opportunity and equal criticism for any gender में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. उनके जो बोल रहे हैं उसकी बात है. So if he or she is understanding all this, then it is fine. But if the person is talking in a sense of looking down, कि वो ऐसे थे, शिवजी ऐसे थे, then of course it's a very big insult to our tradition. So the second part of the question is, suppose he or she is insulting our tradition, then the question is, why are they doing it? वो पढ़े लिखे नहीं, क्यों कर रहे हैं ऐसे? उनकी नीयत खराब है, क्या एजेंडा है? This I can't tell because I don't know the individual. But it is encouraging that students like you are raising this issue. This is a very good point and I'm appreciating this.
This Vishnu. So I would like to ask you, what is the institutional step we need to take that will help us to establish our credibility? Otherwise, if you see in the USA, UK, France, most of universities have created center and school especially that is targeting the Indian culture, Indian Indic knowledge, and Indian Indic diplomacy as well.
Very good. Question is कि हमारे को इंस्टीट्यूशन चाहिए. इंस्टीट्यूशन के बिना हम लोग एज इंडिविजुअल्स बोलेंगे ठीक है, आपस में बातचीत करेंगे, वेरी गुड, अवेयरनेस तो स्प्रेड हो रही है, लेकिन वी कैन नॉट टेक ऑन अ पावरफुल इंस्टीट्यूशन विदाउट हैविंग आवर ओन इंस्टीट्यूशन. अब ये तो HRD मिनिस्ट्री की बात है. You have to put pressure on them. Why have they not created such a thing? We don't have to start a new university, but we have to take over existing universities, put in the right people at the top, give them the authority, give them the power to create all this. अब the point is there is a shortage of talented people also. ये भी अब ये नई बात है. Political power तो लेनी एक बात है. It is very difficult to take political power, वो तो हो गया है. अब how to take this, use this political power and turn it into discourse, intellectual discourse of a very high standard from our point of view. Usme we need good intellectuals. Gurus have to play a role. Gurus are not playing a role. Gurus are doing basically they're teaching a very limited syllabus about their ideology, and they are not getting involved in this. I will tell you this very important point. A big debate I've wanted to have with Shashi Tharoor is his position that the difference between Hinduism and Hindutva is that Hindutva is political and he does not accept it. It is not the real Hinduism, because the real Hinduism is about meditation, yoga, bhakti between you and God, but don't get involved in politics. This is the crux of his position. In his book, Why I Am a Hindu, he says, I'm a Hindu, but I reject Hindutva because it's political. Now, I've written to him and he doesn't want to debate me. I've told him that if Hinduism is not meant to be political, then how do you explain Mahabharata? How do you explain Sri Krishna? He's political. He's taking political action. He's saying कि आपका धर्म है, आपको करना ही है. Political action. How do you explain Ramayana? Lord Ram himself, Bhagwan, comes and to take political action, military action. So it means if you want to reject the political dimension of Hindu Dharma, then it means कि इतिहास को तो डिलीट करना चाहिए आपके मुताबिक. एंड देन वी हैव टू बिकम स्लेव्स, गुलाम. इसका मतलब बाहर के लोग आके पॉलिटिक्स रन करेंगे. हाँ, हम पॉलिटिक्स में नहीं आ सकते. दिस इज नॉनसेंस. And what is Kshatriyata all about? If you are denying a political dimension, then what is Kshatriyata all about? So I have told him this in many times and said, please come and debate with me. He never want to debate with me on this. So I think that our gurus need to understand Kshatriyata. Our gurus need to understand Kshatriyata. Our government needs to get intellectual. Kshatriyata is not only winning election, that is one part of it. That is internal, how to win election and get power. एक बार आपके हाथ में पावर है, then you have to train you have to have a whole academy training all these intellectual kshatriya people, putting them in vice chancellor positions and positions of power, ताकि हम अपनी तरफ से बाकी वर्ल्ड के जो इंस्टीट्यूशन हैं उनका हम सामना कर सके. You are absolutely right in this question. Thank you very much.
आपकी अनुमति से दो विचार बिंदु सर. पहला, जो ये किताब स्नेक्स इन द गंगा है, इसका मैंने पेज 494 में टैबुलेशन दिया है सर ने. और क्योंकि मुझे बहुत मौके मिलते हैं विश्वविद्यालयों में बोलने के, तो वो चीज जरूर, अगर किताब नहीं खरीद सकते तो उस पन्ने को कॉपी कर लीजिए, टैबुलेशन की खतरे क्या हैं, और उनका फिर किताब में दिया है जवाब कैसे देना है. मेरे को पर्सनली आई हैव फाउंड दैट डबल पेज वेरी यूजफुल, कि जो ये काउंटर नैरेटिव पैदा करना है, सर के मार्गदर्शन से मुझे वो पकी पकाई रोटी मिल गई कि मैं उसको और विसर्जन कर सकूं और डिसेमिनेट कर सकूं. ये पहला पॉइंट. दूसरा मेरा पॉइंट है, भारत ने अपना ट्विटर का मार्फत कू बनाया. ये हमारे बीच में टेक्नीशियंस भी बैठे हैं. जनरल कोहली साहब लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल बने, सिग्नल्स के सबसे वरिष्ठ अधिकारी बने. हमें कू को बढ़ाना चाहिए, जैसे हमने यूपीआई को बढ़ाया है, जिससे मास्टर कार्ड और वीजा खतरे में है. हम कू को बढ़ाएंगे, ट्विटर खतरे में आएगा, इससे हमारी स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ेगी. तो काउंटर नैरेटिव को पढ़ें, और जिसको उसकी उतनी विश्लेषण शोध की समझ नहीं है, तो सर लोगों की लिखी हुई किताबों से वो चीज लेके फैलाएं. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद.
I want to say one more thing. जो लोग हमारी किसी पुस्तक को जेन्युइन तरीके से पढ़ना चाहते हैं और प्रॉमिस करते हैं कि उसका रिव्यू लिखेंगे, आई वांट टू गिव इट गिफ्ट टू सच पीपल. एक तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड द फ्यूचर ऑफ पावर आई विल गिव यू. इफ़ यू वांट स्नेक्स इन द गंगा वी विल गिव यू. If you want this IIT book, we will give you. If you want Varna Jati caste, we will give you. यहाँ जो book store है, they have to sell because they have to make money. But only if you are a journalist or you are doing some doctorate or you are doing some project where you need it for your work. If you send me, we will help you with that. So it should not be.
Okay. Next.
But general public should support us. General public should support the author. And by the way, we get zero author royalty. We spend money, we give things away, we actually put money out because this is a non-profit. None of these revenue come to any individual in our organization. We have an NGO, money goes there. We hire young people, train them, pay them salary. And therefore what you are doing is helping promote our institution. अभी किसी ने कहा कि institutions होने चाहिए. हमारा भी एक institution है. इंडिया में हमारे 15 लोग हैं, उनको हम सैलरी देते हैं. सारे कलकत्ता, चेन्नई, बेंगलोर, दिल्ली ऐसे सब जगह में हैं. और when you buy this book, you are supporting us as an institution. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Kalna Ashok is the name. Pleasure hearing you. I've been following you on social media all through. It was an honor today जब जन चतुर्वेदी से पता लगा कि आप यहाँ पर आ रहे हैं, sir. Honor to be present out here. There is one thing I want to draw your attention and seek your ideas also. There's another certification you're spoken about, very certification. एक halal certification इंडिया में काफी चल रहा है. Your views on that. Other thing is, if I can't, erase something, what's happening? We're drawing bigger lines across adjacent to that. Can you look at that kind of discussion?
Yeah. So एक तो I'm one of the areas we are doing some research is this whole global halal economy, halal economy. Because halal economy, we are in the US, there are going to be some lawsuits against the halal establishment because it's violating US laws. US law, Federal Trade Commission law says that consumer has a right to know, full disclosure. He has a right to know. And if the product is not disclosing certain things that are necessary from the consumer's point of view, consumer can complain. Now, if you go to a place which says serving halal, at least they're disclosing. But would you believe that Wadilal ice cream in the US is halal, and Patel Brothers, which is the big supermarket, kitne sare hain, they have halal. But the correct thing according to US law would be they should have one line, one aisle where they're selling, it says this is the halal product. So that if you want halal, you have the choice. And if you go buy something else, it is not halal. The legal action which will be taken will be that a product, only if it is branded halal, is legal, it should be allowed, because otherwise you're misrepresenting, misinforming the public. Because just like the Muslims have a right to eat halal, which is valid, or halal beauty products, or halal clothes, halal shoes, सब कुछ halal चल रहा है आजकल. Similarly, there are other religions where they want non-halal, which is their right also. So just like halal is a right, non-halal is also right. Both of them are rights. Therefore, Wadilal should have to say halal product. They have to say that. And then if people don't buy it, they don't buy it. And similarly, Baba Ramdev. Now, if he says to sell in the Middle East, we have to make it halal, then he should have a separate product line for Middle East. Why sell that halal to everybody else also? It should be a Middle East product for halal, because that market wants halal. ठीक है, उनके लिए product होना चाहिए. But जो halal नहीं चाहते, उनके लिए क्यों? Why thopo halal on them also? That is a violation of the Trade Commission, the Federal Trade Commission laws in the United States. अब बताएं.
नमस्कार, अवधेश कुमार सिंह, गुरुग्राम. You are telling Marxism is a European, but भारतीय संतों ने कहा है कि मार्क्सिज्म इज ए रिलीजन, कि यह एक धर्म है. इसकी एक पुस्तक है जिसका नाम डास कैपिटल है. इसके एक मसीहा है जिसका नाम कार्ल मार्क्स है, और इसके एक गॉड है डायलेक्टिकल मेटलिज्म इज ए गॉड ऑफ कम्युनिज्म. तो आपने इसको कैसे डिफाइन किया है कि ये यूरोपियन है, और भारत के संतों ने कहा है कि मार्क्सिज्म इज ए रिलीजन?
Labeling it religion or not labeling it religion is completely irrelevant है. मैंने आपको कहा ये पानी नहीं है, ये कुछ शरबत है, तो कोई कहता है ये आपने रिलीजन बना दिया, नहीं रिलीजन बना दिया, वो तो कोई बात ही नहीं. What is the, how do you label it is irrelevant. What it means is what I'm talking about. Marxism is a ideology. Whether you call it religious or non-religious or political or economic is irrelevant. Marxism is an ideology which says every society consists of oppressors and oppressed. That is the ideology. Now that you call it religion, I call it something else, who cares? That is the ideology. If you believe that every society has oppressors and oppressed, you are Marxist. And the oppressor has to be demolished and kicked out with the antithesis. The thesis has to, and the antithesis, that is the dialectic. So if you believe in that, if you believe that all the structures of society have been constructed by oppressors and therefore they have to be dismantled, you are being a Marxist. So Marxism is defined as item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ये उनके खूबियाँ हैं. That is called Marxism. अब उसको आप लेबल जो भी बना दो, religion है, non-religion है, को बात ही नहीं बनी हो, तो it's a useless point. It's a useless point.
I want your advice. I see you are moving your guns towards some scholars and to some corporates. But the point is discrimination. You have been science. You have science background. So discrimination is a truth.
Yes.
We cannot discriminate. We cannot deny discrimination by forward caste, lower caste. Even now, the problem is, as per me, is reverse discrimination.
Yes.
People are trying to continue to take privilege. And so, where as per you, you are putting your gun towards some corporates. I'm totally disagree with your approach when you are taught 10 Ramans. I will not going to buy that, because where you are, as per you, your approach is we're giving us solutions. We're counteroffensive. Sir, previous question here. That in that course, it is going to be helpful.
Okay, so let me summarize your question and then I'll answer it. Your question is that I am criticizing the other people for taking advantage. Please, can you listen? Hello?
Relation will not interrupt.
अब मेरा जवाब भी सुनेंगे ना. अब जैसे मैंने आपका प्रश्न सुना, you will listen to my answer, then we can talk. So I first want to summarize. What you are saying is that besides criticizing other people who are taking advantage of our weakness, what is our own solution? How do we solve the discrimination problem? Is that what you want to know?
No, sir, that's also.
No, also,
We cannot-
but
we-
that
we
is a
cannot
big point.
dictate- we cannot dictate Harvard University. We cannot dictate America. We
Yeah.
cannot dictate a corporate world.
Yeah.
So, and it is very true, we have to live peacefully. All the religions will have to live peacefully in the world, totality. So inside the sail of Hindutva, we can empower ourselves, we can sensitize ourselves. So where your approach is going to give us a solution. So in a larger question, where we are leading, where we will stop.
So I'm still trying to summarize your question. Before that, I can't answer it. So if I have not understood the question, we'll keep defining the question. So I'm still trying to understand the question first. Am I understanding the question correctly, that while I'm criticizing the outsiders, I should find a solution inside our own society? Is that what you want? Third time, if otherwise I'm too, if I don't even understand, then I should pass.
I'm helping you, sir.
You help me.
Like in a book, you have chosen some scholars. The scholars will dial in the day.
Right.
They have limited approach.
Right.
So how your approach is going to give us a solution? How will it going to fruitful?
So how I think I've tried to understand, and if you feel I still haven't understood, we'll go to the next question. I do not want to answer a question if you think I have not even understood it, because it's a waste of my time. I have tell you I've understood it, but you still want to keep talking more. So you have to make up your mind. Do you want to hear my answer? No, he wants to hear. Okay, let's move on. He's had his chance. अभी हमारा जवाब आपने सुना ही नहीं. Let's listen to the next question.
Next question.
Hi. Please ask the question. No, we can, but you don't worry about him. You tell.
Please go ahead.
No.
Answer.
No. Let's go to the next question.
Next.
Gentlemen, आपका question है कि नहीं है? या question है तो बोलिए, नहीं है तो किसी और को दे दीजिए.
Please.
Ask me a straight question and I'll give you a straight answer. If you want to keep नहीं देखिए why are other people going there?
Sir, we have three people to ask the question, and we'll club the questions together, and you will answer.
Okay, then it's okay. If you don't have a question, then
No, we have question. We have three people to ask. So we have three questions. We'll ask together, and then you can club that question.
देखिए question पूछिए. I don't want to hear 2 लोग हैं, 5 लोग हैं, 50 लोग हैं. I don't want to hear that. What is your question? Question is, please tell me the answer to blah blah blah. Tell me like that. सीधी बात बोले. Straight question.
Yes, sir. The question is that nowadays we have heard that people have minted a slogan that जिसकी जितनी संख्या भारी उसकी उतनी हिस्सेदार.
क्या चीज?
जिसकी जितनी संख्या भारी उसकी उतनी हिस्सेदार. Means after talking about the reservation in public sectors, they are talking about reservation in corporate sector also, which you have mentioned already.
Okay.
So, but they have very fair argument behind this slogan. Yes, we are in numbers, so we must possess all those seats as per our strength.
What is the question?
The question is that people have minted the slogan that जिसकी जितनी संख्या भारी उसकी उतनी.
वो तो आपने बता दिया, वो question नहीं है. Question क्या है?
How do you see it? कि is this morally correct, or is there anything which we can understand that कि no, this is not.
So I will summarize the question. If you don't agree with my summary, then I can't answer it. This is called equity versus equality. I don't know if you are familiar with this. Equity means equal outcome. Equality means equal opportunity but not equal outcome. Do you know the difference? Difference is merit के basis में जो सबसे ज़्यादा आगे हैं वो उनको आ जाएंगे, admit हो जाएंगे, और जो आगे नहीं है वो admit नहीं होंगे. Merit के basis से सब रेस में सब एक तरह दौड़ेंगे, जो फर्स्ट आएगा उसको मेडल मिल जाएगा. ये मेरिटोक्रेसी कहती है, एंड दिस मीन्स इक्वालिटी, सब इक्वल है. लेकिन कोटा सिस्टम इज डिफरेंट. कोटा सिस्टम को इक्विटी कहते हैं, नॉट इक्वालिटी. देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन इक्विटी एंड इक्वालिटी. Equity means that the final outcome should be representing the percentage of people in society. So if there are 20% blacks, 20% of the Harvard admission should be blacks. If there are 2% Asian, then only 2% should be Asian. So that is the quota system. It is called equity. It is not equality. So your question is, if I understand correctly, that equity is now being applied to the corporate sector also. It is going to come into the corporate sector, and what is my thought on it? So my thought on it is that if you are competing against China, which is putting the best team, not equity wise, they're not saying इतने % Tibetan होने चाहिए, इतने % Uyghur Muslim होने चाहिए, इतने % Hong Kong वाले होने चाहिए. They are saying whoever is the best, वो हमारी team होगी. And if your team is on quota system, your team will defeat. So if your cricket team is not hiring the best bowlers and the best batsmen, but on a quota system, you will not have the best team. and you're fighting against people who are hiring the best team from their side. If your military is on a quota system, so if you're competing against other countries on a meritocracy, your corporate sector has to compete against the world economy on a meritocracy. They have to hire the best scientists. They have to hire the best people in every level based on merit, not based on quota, because on quota you will get also mediocre people. So if you want to win internationally, then you cannot afford to have this luxury. How to solve this problem is a different solution. You have to start with education. People who are not well educated in school, you put them in IITs, they will fail. They drop out because they don't feel that they have the background to understand. तो उनको young age से ठीक तरह high quality education is lacking in India. Primary education is not very good in India. So this is where you have to solve the problem down to the village level, down to the poorest districts in India. You have to put very high quality teachers, very high quality education, because those who are well educated will be as good as anybody else. It does not depend who your parents were. Because of lack of education among the poor class, therefore they have this problem, and you are trying to solve jugaad. That is, I would say that the solution of quotas is a jugaad. It is not solving the real problem that society deserves to be solved. That is my position.
Thank you.
I've been listening you on YouTube for a long time, and thank you that you have devoted your life for Hindutva cause. My first question is that where are the elite class other than the billionaires that you are talking about? Where are they? Why are they not funding, sponsoring for Hindutva cause? Why are they not propagating our cause? And next question is
No, एक question.
एक question.
एक question.
Only one question.
So why are the rich people not just billionaires? मेरा जवाब without interruption मैंने आपकी बात सुनी, तो आप मैं जब बोलते हैं एकदम इंटरप्ट करना शुरू करते हैं, बुरी आते हैं ना ये तो. आई एम ओनली रिपीटिंग योर क्वेश्चन so that they can understand it. So the question is, disregard the billionaire class, they are betraying our country, but what about other rich people? Why aren't they funding? ठीक है ना, आपने कहा, मैं आपको ही हेल्प कर रहा हूँ by restating your own question. फिर उसको इंटरप्ट करने का फायदा, ठीक? So why are other rich people who are not billionaires failing to fund good causes which will help our society? Now, this is something you have to ask them. I myself have tried to figure out for 30 years. I go around here and there. I keep getting invited to this event, that event. इसको मिलो, उसको मिलो, आप उसको proposal दो, ये होगा. मैं तो थक गया. I now जो अपनी तरफ से कर सकता हूँ मैं कर रहा हूँ. जिसको हेल्प करना है वो अपने आप आके हेल्प कर देंगे. यहाँ वहाँ हमको भाग दौड़ करवाएंगे. I'm not interested because उससे हम टाइम वेस्ट होगा. Why are they not doing it? I don't know. But I have some theories. I feel that there is selfishness. There is also this, no matter how much money one has made, one wants to make even more. And one wants to pass it on to one's children. One wants to feel कि हमने ये महल बना दिया, वो बना दिया, उससे फायदा हो जाएगा. But to give it back to a higher cause which is not about me, my family, my name, but something higher than all of that, वो हमारे लोगों में नहीं आया. And that is where the gurus have failed, because they should have trained their people who are very rich, who go to the gurus, want help and all that. They should train them to have this tyag, to have this habit, this ability to give up after a certain level of income, after a certain level of wealth, give up the rest and fight for your society, your dharma, your Vedic culture, your Rashtra. Fight for those things. That kind of an ideology, the gurus have to train our people, and I think they have not done it.
My question is, after knowing that the industrialists are funding the anti-India forces, I am under a dilemma. I am using their products, I am into shares. Now, what do you think I should do as per you?
So, if you are a person who is buying products of these people, and you have to write you have to start something of your own. हम कितना कुछ कर सकते हैं? I've given you the masala. You can read the Mahindra chapter in that book. You can read the Mittal chapter. You can read the Piramal chapter, the Tata's chapter, Basad chapter. उनके सारे अलग-अलग काफ़ी डेटा दी हुई है कि ये लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, कितना पैसा दिया, किसको पैसा दिया, और वो पैसे से क्या निकल रहा है, क्या हमारे अगेंस्ट निकल रहा है, सब कुछ हमने दिया हुआ है. तो now it is up to you to make petitions to inform other people also. जैसे हम जाके यहाँ वहाँ जाके लोगों को awareness spread करते हैं. You have to get a group of 5-10 people and see how you can create some kind of pressure on these billionaires. That's something you should do.